Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Exploring the Depths. On this week's episode, we will be taking a closer look at the curious marine invertebrate phylum, Kinorhyncha. What do the creatures of this phylum have waiting in store for us? Let's explore this further and dive right in. Kinorhyncha are microscopic marine invertebrates found from the benthic zone to the deep ocean. Their bodies are limbless, and they contain a head that can retract, called an introvert, with a protruding mouth. The head is equipped with several small circles of appendages, and their necks consist of small plates. They are considered pseudocoelomates, with their bodily trunks having 11 segments that also consist of plates or small cuticular rings, and the trunk segments can also contain needle-like spines that are bilaterally arranged. Their size can range from 100 to 1,000 micrometers. Kinorhyncha are a part of the protostome animal group Ecdysozoa. Kinorhyncha have bilateral symmetry with two bodily tissue layers. They also have cephalization, with a nervous system consisting of a ventral nerve cord with one ganglion in each segment, as well as an anterior nerve ring surrounding the pharynx. These creatures have an exoskeleton, as well as an extracellular digestive tract with two openings. They also do not have a circulatory system and lack a well-developed respiratory system as well. At the present moment, the Kinorhyncha phylum is comprised of 271 species belonging to 30 genera and 13 families. The first Kinorhyncha species was first discovered 182 years ago by French naturalist Félix Dujardin in the year 1841. But their true date of origin is unknown due to a lack of research regarding this phylum.
No, we did not notice any uncertain placement on the phylogenetic tree of life with our taxon. I think the tree generated from class is different than the published tree because of the lack of research we had compared to the published journal, which had way more research that was shown on the tree by more common ancestors. When looking at our 16S phylogenetic tree, the Kinorhyncha is closely related to the mollusca in the Arthropodia, since they're sister taxons. When looking at our data matrix tree, the Kinorhyncha is closely related to Annelida. The two trees differ because their most recent common ancestors are different. The characters in our data matrix that are causing these problems are the Annelida, because it seems to be the only taxon in the way when we're looking at our phylogenetic tree. Also, homoplasy is another prone way for inaccurate phylogeny because the development of organs and different bodily structures within different species resemble each other and can possibly have the same functions, but different common origin, which was seen from our lab trees compared to the journal published tree. Because when we looked at our lab trees and then looked at the published tree, we noticed that they did not have any of the same common ancestors, but they did have other taxons on there that was similar species to them and did relate to them in certain ways.
Kinorhyncha can be most commonly found in the muddy bottoms of shallow seas, as well as in the sand along the seacoast. For this very reason, they have acquired the nickname mud dragons. Kinorhyncha consume benthic diatoms and organic material like bacteria or unicellular algae. These food sources can be found within the substrate of their sedimentary habitats. This phylum has separate sexes, and their reproductive processes consist of a male placing a bag of sperm into a female. After this occurs, fertilization begins with the joining of sperm and egg. When the time comes, the female will attach her egg sac to sand grains until the developing Kinorhyncha can tear free from the sac. Kinorhyncha conduct burrowing movements to move through their sedimentary habitats, and this is done with the extension and retraction of their heads to allow movement through the mud or sand. There has currently not been enough research done to determine the lifespan of the Kinorhyncha phylum, but they were originally classified with nematodes, rotifers, and a number of other groups of small-bodied invertebrates in the now abandoned phylum Ascominthes. Kinorhyncha play a key role in the ecosystem by being an important link in the food chain. They consist of a major food source for most large marine invertebrates, such as shrimp, snails, and other benthic feeders. There are currently no known negative impacts of the Kinorhyncha phylum in relation to humans. The only positive impact they have on humans is that they occupy a place on the marine food chain and that they are also used in scientific research. Hopefully, this week's episode inspired you to seek out more information about the Kinorhyncha. Remember, the animal size has no bearing on how impactful it can be. Thank you, LMU.